The Device Enrollment Manager is a special permission that you can give to a standard user. This user is then able to help with large-scale deployments of devices that are to be managed by Intune. Although not an administrator, the Device Enrollment Manager, or DEM, can help you when you're using Intune to deploy a large number of devices. Within your environment, all end users can enroll a limited number of devices themselves. However, a user who is granted the Device Enrollment Manager permission is able to enroll up to 1,000 corporate-owned devices, and by design, you can have a maximum of 25 DM accounts per tenant. Devices enrolled by Device Enrollment Manager have a few limitations which make their usage slightly different from other Intune devices. You'll still need to buy a license for each enrolled device, and during deployment, there will be no specific user assigned to the device. So these devices are great for a kiosk use or multi-user device. There will be no user-based company data access, so if you need company data access, then this will need to be provided via any installed apps or by using a VPN. And finally, a Device Enrollment Manager can only enroll devices. They cannot unenroll device. This would need an administrator. Let's drop onto our demo tenant and take a look at how to allocate the Device Enrollment Manager permission to a user. In the Microsoft 365 Device Management Portal, on the left-hand side, I'll select Users, and then select the user that I wish to apply this permission to. I'll select Christy, who's our desktop deployment manager, and I need to check that Christy does not have any administrative roles assigned. I'll select Assigned Roles, and here we can see there are no directory roles assigned. We cannot assign the Device Enrollment Management permission to an administrator. I'll confirm that Christy has an Intune license. Here we can see the Microsoft Intune product as part of the Enterprise Mobility and Security license. I'll now head over to the Device Enrollment section under Favorites. Under Manage, I'll now select Device Enrollment Managers. You might think that Device Enrollment Manager should come under Roles, but it doesn't because it's a permission and not a role. To assign this permission, I'll click Add, and then enter Christy's username, and then click Add. We can see that Christy has now been made a Device Enrollment Manager. If we want to remove the permission, we can select Christy's name, and then click Delete. Let's run through a real-world scenario where your organization might use a Device Enrollment Manager. You have 300 handheld tablets that will be deployed to your waiting staff in 30 restaurants across the country. You promote one of your IT technicians to have the Device Enrollment Manager permission. She will then be in charge of the deployment on each device. They'll enroll the device into management and use the company portal and download company apps and install software to each of the devices. The technician can then configure access to company data using the app or a custom kitchen dashboard that your development team have created. The tablets are then ready for shipping to the restaurants. The waiting staff do not own the devices but can log onto the app and take orders, which then transmits the data to both the kitchen and the head office. The device is fully managed by Intune and requires no IT management by the restaurant staff. Intune manages the apps and the security of the device.